One person that's doing his best to teach the kids about the latest bands is Rudy Bleu, the proprietor of an underground LA phenomenon known as Scutter. It began and still continues to be a very personal self-published magazine, and now it's also become a website and week-long music and film festival that runs concurrently against the overpriced and overhyped Christopher Street West Gay Pride event in West Hollywood. And Rudy, being the connector that he is, introduced us to Beth Ditto, the very out vocalist for The Gossip, an Olympia, Washington-based rock band. She told us her story, and we caught a bit of the band in action.
Hi, my name's Rudy Bleu, originally Rodolfo Garcia. Basically, Scutter started 4 years ago. As I was growing up, everything that I saw as gay was nothing that I felt I related to, or I didn't connect with it. To me, everything was about looking your best and what kind of clothes you were wearing and what kind of body you had. And I just started writing all these rants about how, like, it wasn't cool to be queer punk unless it was like someone thought you were sexy or something as a fetish or something like that. And it wasn't cool to be like fat because that was like ugly. There was a lot of early Riot Girl zines that like I was reading, and my thing was, is like I totally connected with all those zines in the sense where like I believe in what they were saying, but none of them represented the boys in the scene. And it's like, well, why can't we open our mouths, you know, like all us queer punk boys? And
what continually excites you about new record releases?
I think just like someone who's doing something new or putting like a new twist to something that already exists. Like Beth, when they did the whole techno punk stuff when they started out, that was something new.
What's the best single show you think you've ever been to?
Bikini Kill, and I think that was part of being like a youth. And like, I mean, well, Bikini Kill is fucking awesome, but like being young and stuff. But recently, like the Gossip shows are always amazing.
Fortunate to be a part of the queer scene because I came from a place where there was no queer community. It was like me and another kid, maybe a couple other kids that got the fuck out.
You came from Arkansas to move to Olympia, Washington. Have you done anything to try to make contact with the queer kids back in Arkansas?
The queer kids that I knew, I moved up here with one of them. I didn't know that many. I knew 3, 4. And actually there was this teacher I had that was a total dog that it was really weird. I tried to call her before I went home. I took my girlfriend home to meet my family. And I tried to call this woman. I couldn't get a hold of her. I walked into a restaurant in Little Rock, which is an hour away from where I live. And there this teacher was. And she was there with her girlfriend. She was like, what are you doing here? And I was like, she was totally tense. And I was like, I'm bringing my girlfriend home to meet my family. And she was like she was so happy to hear me say it because she didn't know if I was going to mention it or whatever. And then she was like, yeah, this is my girlfriend Sabrina. And I was like, awesome. And then she was like, I totally read your write-up in The Advocate. And I was like, I knew you were gay. I knew it. I knew it.
What one message would you have for queer kids growing up in small towns?
Stay strong. Find your people. That's what I did. I found the people that were fucking rad and amazing. I can't believe I found them. Can't believe that I even met them in Arkansas. But like, find your people, stick to your people, trust them, and stay together. That's my message. Or get the fuck out. If you feel trapped and like you can't be yourself there, then fucking leave. Like, there's way better things. There's better places to be. There's better people to know. Like, Olympia was the best thing that ever happened to me because of the rad kids that I met there.
There's not just one scene in any set city, you know, like there's probably like 10 bands, I don't know, per city or something, and they get together to tour and stuff, but to put them all together in one festival, it's kind of a task. I think that's why it's so hard. It's just because everyone's so spread out and, you know, everyone has jobs and lives. Scutterfest, basically it was a 3-day festival of music, poetry, art, and film. I was like, you know what, maybe I should try playing this festival, and I called a couple of friends and emailed some other ones, and called venues and just said, I'm going to do it. And in 2 months, it took me, I started planning it 2 months ahead of time. And in a way, I did something I didn't even know I was doing. From what I've heard, is like totally the whole LA queer punk scene is like kind of uniting, and that weekend totally made people connect and like want to play more shows.
Were you planning on making Scutterfest a yearly event?
Yeah. Next year it's gonna be, well, I planned if we raised the money to do it yearly, and we did. So this is a community that when you're young you think is gonna accept you when your family is not, and you go there and either you're just some freak kid they don't want to deal with, or you're like a hot piece of ass, you know? Like, coming from where I've come from and my experiences dealing with that, I mean, hello, Scutterfest was during Gay Pride weekend, and I just think we proved to like mainstream gay LA that we can do our own shit and still have people turn out to the festival and not have to go to Gay Pride where they have to pay fucking $13 to get in every day for crap just to be smothered with advertisements and like $10 hot dogs or whatever.
Do you have any tips for people who want to organize their own shows?
Pull any resources you may have together, any friends you know, any people you know in bands, and just let them know what you want to do, and slowly, you know, the word will get around, and I don't know, or try putting together one show, you know, and if that works, then you have more and more connections, and so it'll all work out, like come together, hopefully.